Hi everyone, if you have returned after watching my first YouTube video, thank you so much for coming back. And if this is your first time watching me, hi, I'm Nicole and this is my reading corner. Today we're going to talk through everything I read in July, a little reading wrap up. We'll go through what I rated them, what I thought of the books, and then we'll talk about my August TBR and talk through what's been put on there. So get yourself all cozy, get a drink, and we'll get started. I will have to use my phone to check what I read because I have a brain like a sieve and I can barely remember what I've read this morning, let alone in the whole of July. So, to start with, we have Tame the Heart by Ava Hunter. I picked this up because I was going to Rare at the beginning of July and I wanted to read some different authors that were going to the events that I could meet them. This blew me away. This is one of my favourite cowboy romance books I have ever read. I've read quite a few and this just had a hell of a lot more depth to it and was more emotional and a bit more plot than any of the other romances that I had read. I picked up the alternative covers. I believe they normally have model covers for these, but I picked up these alternative covers off of Amazon and they are absolutely stunning. I'll add these to my Amazon storefront so you can use the link below to see if you want to find them, but I'm definitely going to continue with this series. It really was one of my favourite cowboy romance books I read. I can't remember what I rated this. 4.5 stars, so that's quite high. Put my phone on silent. And look, now I've got it signed. Okay, so next was Two Kinds of Stranger by Steve Kavanagh. This was an arc I got through NetGalley. I love Steve Kavanagh's writing. When I used to be just solely a thriller girly, I read a lot of Steve Kavanagh. I loved the Eddie Flynn series. I don't actually know if it's called that, but the series that's all based around Eddie Flynn, who's a bit of a rogue lawyer who like pushes boundaries and plays with the law a little bit. I loved that series. You can pick all of those up in the works as well now, I think. So I was excited to read this. I did really enjoy it. And it was a good book to read. I think I'm just not in my thriller era anymore. I do like to pick one up every now and again and I quite like it. I did like the whole crime, trying to figure out who did it kind of vibe. So it was a good book. I rated this 3 stars. Oh, then I read A Throne of Broken Gods by Amber V. Nicole. I'm just going to talk about both these books together. I didn't read them one after the other, but I did read both of these books in July. So I'm just going to talk about them together. This series, it's one of my god tier series now. I can't stop thinking about it. I cannot believe I waited so long to read it. And again, I only really picked up the Book of Asriel in June because Amber V. Nicole was going to be at Rare. And I thought everyone raves about her book. So if I don't take the opportunity to read one and meet her, I'll be gutted. And I'm so glad I did it because these were amazing. Throne of Broken Gods with 5 stars for me. This is real female rage and revenge. And she's pretty much like a female villain. I've not really read many books where the FMC goes quite villainous. And I really, really love that. And then The Dawn of the Cursed Queen was, I don't know what I rated that one actually. That was 4 stars. So I loved that as well. The series as a whole is just incredible. And if you haven't read them, read them now because I think her 4th book comes out, I want to say October. I might have got that wrong, but I'm pretty sure her 4th book comes out in October. And obviously it's amazing now because I did get to meet Amber V. Nicole and she was lovely and I've got these ones signed. So these are super special. Then I run a Fable book club called the Freaky Bitch Book Club, which is where we read dark romance, all books freaky. And this was our first month doing it and we chose Graves. I had real fun reading this with all the girls that joined my book club. It was such good fun just reading alongside other people and seeing what they thought of the book as well. Graves by Caitlin Taylor was really good. I'm not going to say it's my favourite dark romance, but I did enjoy it. I found the middle section was very spice heavy. It's why choose, it's twins. It was hot. But I just found the middle and the end I didn't love. I didn't love the plot line and I found the ending was just a bit rogue. But overall, I did have fun reading it. So I rated this one 3.5 stars. Then I read The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. I really enjoyed the Shepherd King duology, so I was very excited to read this. I was also quite nervous because this has been hyped up everywhere at the moment, and I was so worried that my expectations were going to be set too high, but this really didn't disappoint. This has a gargoyle you want to be best friends with. The story was great. It wasn't too world building heavy, so it was quite easy to follow, I personally found. And I just found it was a really cute, cozy fantasy read. Don't have to think too much about it. It's not super heavy, so I really enjoyed this. This was 4.5 stars for me. Then we've got a dark romance book, God of Pain by Rena Kent. This is book 2 in her Legacy of God series. I listened to God of Malice as an audiobook and then decided I'm just going to buy the whole series and read them. God of Malice was okay. I wouldn't say it was the best book ever, but I did hear that the books progressively get better as you read through the series. And I have to say, I loved this one so much. This was dark, this was mysterious, and I can't remember the guy's name. Yes, Cretan and Annika's story. It's come back to me now. It kind of gave me like Romeo and Juliet vibes, like they're not supposed to be together. Their families will not be happy if they're together, but they just don't care. So overall, I really enjoyed this. I'm definitely going to continue with the Legacy of God series. I think how many books are in that series? Do you know what? I don't know. But I am going to continue with the series. I rated this. What did I rate this? I rated this 4 stars. Then the star of the month for me, Lady of Darkness by Melissa K. Roherich. I ate this book up. I loved it. If you watched my first YouTube vlog, there was a little vlog in there of me finishing this book, and I just adored it so much. This is my first in-person book club pick. Is that right? Does that make sense? Yeah. And it was incredible. I just want to say as well, like, it was the choice that I put in and everybody loved it. This was amazing. I can't stop thinking about it. If you love Throne of Glass, this is definitely going to be up your street. I am hoping I can maybe squeeze in book 2 in August, but my TBR is quite full, so we're going to have to see. But 100% finishing the series. This was amazing. And I also want to read her other series. I can't remember what that's called. Is it something of Rain and Shadows, her first book? Anyway, I want to read that series as well. I really loved this. I can't remember if I told you the rating for this, but this was 5 stars, obviously. And finally, I finished the month with Caught Up by Nevessa Allen. I listened to this on audiobook. I actually read book 1 Lights Out on my Kindle, but everybody was raving about the audiobook, so I thought for this one I will listen to the audiobook, and it did not disappoint. I really loved it. It definitely didn't have the humour that the first book had, but this was super spicy. There's like a bit of voyeurism in there, there's some schmags clubs. Like, I loved it. I know this has got a few mixed reviews, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good read, a good dark romance read. And if you're getting into the dark romance genre, I would 100% recommend picking up Lights Out and Caught Up. They're such good books to introduce you to that genre. And I rated Caught Up 3.5 stars. Okay, so let's talk about what's on my TBR for August. I have got 7 books on there. I did something a little bit different this month. Because I got my TBR card last month, I don't even know what month we're in now. I got a TBR card in July, and I put all my books that are on my physical TBR that need to be read, and I got my 2 nieces to pick a book each, and my housemate Chloe to pick a book for me to read in August. So my nieces are 9 and 13. They were strictly told not to read the blurbs of any of these books, just FYI. So this is based off of the cover and the title, basically. So Ella, my 13-year-old niece, chose Blue Sisters by Coco Malors, which I'm really excited about because this isn't really something I would normally read, but I'm excited to give it a go and see what it's all about. She basically said she chose this because it had the word sisters in it, and she's a sister, which is super cute, and because she loved the cover, and I don't blame her because that cover is really pretty. Then my 9-year-old niece, Cara, chose Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. This has probably been on my TBR for the longest time. I haven't really been feeling like I want to read it. I don't know why. I feel like the moment's gone and it had its time. but I'm going to give it a try and see what I think. It's a sports romance and I do really like sports romance books. So we'll see. I'll give it a go. Then my housemate Chloe chose Wolfie by Paisley Hope. This is the indie copy, so it's very floppy. I have had this for ages as well, and I just haven't really read it. I love Paisley Hope's cowboy romance books, so I am very excited to try this and see, because I think this is supposed to be a bit darker, and I believe this is about a motorcycle gang. Yeah, it's about a motorcycle club, so excited for this one. And then I was the luckiest girl ever and received The Serpent's Bride by Catherine Ann Kingsley from Second Sky Books. I really wanted this, like, so badly. This is a dark vampire romance, and if that doesn't say it's made for me, then I don't know what does. This has to go on my TBR immediately, and it's not that big. It's less than 300 pages, so I can even read this in one sitting. So I will get this read in August, 100%. I'm very excited. And it says in the back, step into the deadly house of Nostrum, where vengeance wears a wedding veil and love bites hard. Oh, I can't wait for this one. And then I'm ashamed to say this was on my TBR for July and I just did not get around to reading it. I had some big fantasy books last month that I had to read, and unfortunately this one just didn't make the immediate cut. But I loved Spark of the Everflames so much. So this is a priority read for me in August. I'm definitely reading this. She is quite big. How old? Not how old. How many pages? 600 pages. Okay, it's not terrible. I'll probably read this on my Kindle because I actually met Pen Cole at Rare as well. So these are signed. So I don't want to ruin my physical copy. So I'll probably read this on my Kindle, and it might make me read this a bit faster as well. So I'm excited to give this a read. I also didn't read A House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas, which I'm really sad about. And I'm not going to push myself to put it on August TBR because I've already got some chunky books on here. And I just feel like I'm going to let myself down by not reading it. So I will get around to that. Maybe September's TBR, I'm not sure. Then from my Fable book club, the Freaky Bitch book club, the pick for this month is Den of Vipers by K.A. Knight. I am mega excited for this. This is like, I think it's like a mafia gang style dark romance. Her dad owes some debt to this gang and he sells his daughter basically to pay for the debt. So I'm really excited by this. I know this is going to be super spicy. I've wanted to read this for ages as well. And I met Katie Knight as well at Rare. So this copy is signed, which is amazing. And she's so funny. And you know when you meet an author and you instantly love their vibe and it just makes you want to read more of their books. After I met her, I was like, I have to read all your books because she was amazing. So excited to give this one a go. And then finally, on my TBR, it's another huge book. But this is my in-person book club pick. This is Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. I've been really excited to read this. I've seen some mixed reviews. Some people love it. Some people aren't that keen. But I'm excited to give it a go. This is super chunky. How many has this got? Oh, do you know what? Actually, it's not too bad because the writing's quite big in this book. Also, I've got a paperback copy because I ordered it from Eason's. Life hack. If you don't want a hardback, check the Eason's website. They're based in Ireland and you can get paperback copies normally. Yeah, this is over 600 pages, but we can give this a good go. I'm going to have to start this. I don't like to start my book club picks too early because we're not meeting till the 23rd of August. So if I start it too early, I'll forget what it's about. But this is a big book, so I'm worried I'll be panicking. I don't know when I'll start this. Maybe the middle of the month or like the week before the book club, and then it gives me a chance to read it. So yeah, we'll see what I think of this one as well. And then I do have a couple of books extra that I'm really hoping I can get through this, but I would love to have a couple of books extra to read in August as well. I would really love to get through Lady of Shadows, the second book in the Lady of Darkness series, because I love the first one so much. I desperately want to continue this series. But the only thing with these is they're just under 600 pages, but the writing in these books are hella small. So it did take me a while to get through Lady of Darkness. But I would love to read this in August as well, but it's not a definite on my TBR, so it's back on the TBR cart, just if I get around to it, just if I get a bit of time. And then I would also like to continue with the Zodiac Academy series. I've read 2 books. Yeah, I've read the first 2 books in the series. I'd love to go on the third. I think it's called The Reckoning, but I might have got that wrong. I would like to read that on my Kindle, but no guarantee. I've also got an ARC by Trisha Levenseller on my Kindle that I'd really love to read in August. But we'll just see. We're just going with the flow. I'm going to do my ones that are definitely on my TBR this month first. And then if I get time, I'll just mood read and see what I fancy cracking on with next. Thank you so much for sticking with me and watching my video. I have decided that this month I'm going to make a TBR prompt jar. I've seen a few people have these and I feel like it would really help me get through my physical TBR. If you have any ideas of prompts that I can put in my TBR prompt jar, comment below and let me know what you think I should put as my prompts. I'll probably do a video of me making it, maybe incorporate it into one of my videos. But if you liked this video, please give it a like, please comment, and please hit that subscribe button. And thank you guys so much again for watching, and see you next time.